Today I'm just going to show you how to replace the starter rope out of your little generator. This is a little 4-stroke. It's approximately 1200 watts and it's from China. First you want to start by removing these 3 little bolts here, and they're 8mm. I've got them partially loosed already, so it's going to be quick. So here's the inside of the recoil. The rope on this one snapped. Everything seems to work, just the rope's a bit short. So I'm going to start by pulling the rope from inside the recoil mechanism. Like that. Next I'm going to measure out a piece of rope. So I measured a piece of rope number 4.5 or 4.5 by approximately 4 feet. So the next thing you want to do is grab your rope and insert it into this hole here. And pull like that. Line up the hole from the output hole here, where the handle goes. Stick it in there. Pull it out. Now what you need to do at the end of this part of the rope is make a knot. So I'm going to make a really good knot for that. And then I'm going to pull on the recoil and pull it snug a bit. Next I'm going to tie on the handle. So here's the handle. Just insert the rope from underneath the handle. When you see the rope inside the handle, just grab it with a pair of needle nose pliers and pull. Now at this end of the rope I'm going to make 2 knots. Just because there's a lot of pressure there by the handle. Next thing you want to do is just pull the rope so the knot goes into the handle like that. Now you can see that the rope is all tied, but it's not going back in the recoil, so we're going to wind the spring for that. So what you do to wind up the spring is you pull the rope from inside the recoil, gently hug it against the recoil mechanism and turn counterclockwise. So I'm going to go about 4 turns, 3, 4, and count your turns from where the rope exits the recoil. You may have to untangle the rope a bit to pull it. And then your rope should go back in. You just want to see how far it goes in. At this point it's perfect. The rope recoils all the way back in. You can also lubricate part of the mechanism just to prevent wear and tear. So the next thing I'm going to do now is install it back on the generator. So again, these little bolts are 8mm. You want these fairly tight because there's a lot of vibrations in these generators. So it's good now. So I'm just going to give this little generator a test run. I've already had it started, so it should start right away. I'm just going to restart it again to warm it up real good, and I'm going to do an oil change on it. It's a lot easier if the engine's hot and the oil's a bit warm to drain it. So to change the oil, you're going to need a little metal pan or plastic, whatever, and a 10mm wrench to undo this little plug here. There shouldn't be more than half a liter in that, so you don't need a big pan for that. I've also tilted the back of the generator with a small block of wood, just so that the oil will drain a lot easier. Okay, so now I've drained all the oil, I'll just put the plug back on. Now I'll put the oil in. And here's where your oil cap is. So I'm going to put in some 5W30, because I think it's going to be used in the winter time. In the summer I put HD30. Also on the dipstick, you want to fill it in between this little area here where the lines are. You may have to tilt the generator up to do this. It's just in a very awkward spot. So I've cleaned the carb, replaced the rope, and changed the oil on this machine, and it's ready to go.